A music video is a short film that integrates a song and supporting images that are made for promotional or artistic purposes in another format. Oscar Fischinger's Fantasia was one of the first music videos, and he pioneered this medium. Certain genre conventions have become familiar to audiences over time, and a good music video sticks to these conventions to gain a familiarity with audiences, but also deviates from them to bring a sense of originality. Set genre conventions are, however, useful as encoders for audiences.
Our music video and ancillary texts for Feel Good Inc. by Gorillaz balance conforming to forms and conventions of its genre, but also enough to challenge them so that it brings something new to the genre, yet still retains a certain amount of familiarity to connect with its intended audience. In terms of simply being a music video, it conforms to the convention of a short film or sequence of images that integrates music. However, our music video is not a performance piece, Silence by Lipstick, for example, and the main character does not dress the camera. But R1 instead relies on a developing narrative to engage its audience. We were particularly inspired by the narrative that emerged in songs that we textually analysed, such as in Childish Gambino, as the protagonist loses his mind.
Feel Good Inc. is classified as a rock/alternative/techno-funk song. Through both textually and semiotically analysing different songs of the genre, the main codes and conventions that were picked up were the fact that there was little to no mise-en-scène used, and many feature a commentary on a specific subject. For example, in the sequence from Requiem for a Dream, which also critiques drug use and shows explicit examples of the after effects. Characters on screen are often shown to be frustrated with themselves, little lighting to represent devastation, and many feature a developing narrative, although the song may not always be synchronous to this narrative. This was true in Gnarls Barkley's Crazy, where the music was not synchronous to the events being portrayed on screen. And this helped to create a sense of chaos and incomprehensibility, which the subject matter details. However, Gorillaz as a band deviate from others in the fact that they use animation in their music videos and create separate identities for their band members.
Whilst we have used many of these codes and conventions in our music video, we have also gone against some of them in order to make our work our own. Our video is a commentary on drug use and its effects, and the lighting is generally very dark to emphasise the negative effects. The main character goes through a journey and ultimately ends up losing his life, and the final shot of our video is a panning shot of him revealed to be dead, strewn on a sofa. This is further reflected in our ancillary texts, as it is synergistic to the video, as it uses stills from the video to connect the two pieces together, and furthermore uses dark colours to reinforce and complement the dark lighting and atmospheric tone of the music video. The music video at times isn't synchronous to the music, and this was unfortunately a flaw on our own part, as we ended up having too much material for one shot and not enough for others. And there are times where it isn't synchronous. This is something that we would need to fix in the future.
We consciously decided to go against some of the codes and conventions displayed by rock/alternative music videos in order to form our own identity. Whilst Gorillaz use animation to make their mark, we instead decided to use surreal scenarios and green screen to try and make the characters' journeys twisted and as dark as possible. We didn't want to just go and blatantly copy Gorillaz by using animation, as we felt that we wouldn't have had anything to gain by doing this. We did, however, take influence from Gorillaz' album artwork, as our album cover uses an animated, distorting face smiling, and we felt that this would reinforce a synergy between the artist of the song and our artwork, but also be synergistic to our own music video.
Our video also uses a mix of locations in its story, whereas all of the videos that we textually analysed were set in one location: a corridor in Casino, a restaurant in Childish Gambino. We felt that our character would have had more of a journey by hallucinating different settings, as there's only so much one can do in one location. This genre convention has now become formulaic to audiences, and by having separate locations, we were able to make our work our own, by challenging set conventions, yet still engaging the audiences from the sense of familiarity they would have got with other set codes and conventions. The editing techniques we used both pay homage to the genre and go against it. Many of the videos that we textually analysed used quite choppy editing to advance their narrative, which we did do in many instances, such as when the character is falling and drowning. However, in Childish Gambino, the editing is very smooth and seamless, which we decided to use at the beginning of our video, before he takes drugs and also during the flashback sequence to the end, as we felt that this needed to be clearly established to both the audience and the character, so that it could have a catharsis effect.
We overall think that our video has proven to be successful due to a balance of sticking and deviating from established conventions. We developed existing conventions such as having a commentary on drug using through our editing techniques, and also in the video's ending where the character dies, which isn't explicitly shown in any other videos that we textually analysed. All of them were left ambiguous, but we decided to actually show the character's dead body, so we felt it provided a closure for the audience and highlights the dangers of taking drugs. We were also of the opinion that death can be seen as a character's catharsis and can be seen as beautiful, which has been incorporated into our finished video. This is complemented in our ancillary texts as it is synergistic with the music video, yet still manages to stand alone, and feel this has been an additional success. As for the showing of the protagonist taking drugs, we decided to explicitly show this in our music video rather than being suggestive or metaphorical. We possibly overstepped the mark here, as audiences often prefer for this to be left up to their imagination, but we were, however, trying to make a point to the demographic about drug use. This also, unfortunately, alienates younger audiences, as the drug use is explicit and would be inappropriate viewing for them.
Before we completed both textual and semiotic analyses, both myself and my partner had very different inspirations. My partner was more inspired by rap funk videos, such as Childish Gambino and Gorilla songs, whereas I had more of a cinematic influence and decided to textually analyse a sequence from Requiem for a Dream and Gnarls Barkley's Crazy, as these both were examples of drug taking and its effects, and I felt that we should have had more of a basis for our video if we knew what had been done in the past. We felt it would have been a good idea to both analyse a video from Gorillaz, as this was the band whose song we decided to use for our own music video. So this was beneficial. If we both could form our own opinion by analysing them, then afterwards combining our opinions in the planning process, which we did. Our semiotic analysis of album covers also proved beneficial, and we took inspiration from Gorillaz' album covers and also surreal scenarios, such as Red Hot Chili Peppers' I'm With You, which displays a fly sitting on a pill with the name of the album embedded into one side of the pill.